All right, guys, BUS495 Strategic Management. Here we go. We are going into week 8 and we are getting into the final stretch real quick. I've got a lot going on. Let's see what we got going on for this week under course content by week. So, got a gorgeous day today. It's like in the upper 50s here in Southern Illinois. Okay, so week 8, here we go. Now it's coming up. You've got one chapter I want you to read. It's about corporate governance and social responsibility and ethics. Chapter 11. So in Strategic Management 12th edition, let's make sure we get chapter 11 read. In your discussions this week, we have about employee bonuses based upon profits of the company. How do you feel about that? Do you feel that such bonuses are a good motivational tool, or do you feel that they're ineffective? What amount would you consider a large enough bonus, and how often to keep the performing at its best at all times? I think, in my personal opinion, bonuses are a good thing. I think that they need to be relatively small, not large bonuses. I think they need to be performance-based, individually performance-based, tied onto the amount of production or the amount of profits the company earns. And if you can't subjectively or objectively figure out how to come up with a quantitative scale, then they don't deserve a bonus. There you go. If they don't have that direct of an input to sales, then I'm going to guess they don't have an opportunity to get a bonus. Just my opinion. I've worked for many companies where the sales folks, they were performance-driven bonuses that were associated with their salary. That was calculated in their salary. The better they did, the better their salary was. I find that very effective. Um, it needs to be a structured scale, but yet it needs to have some flexibility to it as well. For instance, what I mean by that is that um, it needs to be laid out very clearly that if you perform at this level, you have the opportunity of being this percentage of a raise. If you perform at this higher level, you have a higher percentage of a raise that you can get, or a bonus, not a raise, but a bonus that you can get. Bonuses can get quite tricky. I think the complicated bonuses really, I hate doing them because I was usually the one that had to deal with it and do the calculations and double check and triple check the calculations, and then people don't understand the calculations, so they come back and they complain and they gripe because their paycheck isn't right. Well, it is because, here's why, and you got to explain it all. So it took a lot of education to the people that were receiving the bonus to understand how they were getting their bonus. However, I think it is, as far as a cost-effective way, it needs to be that way. If you make it too generalized, then you're kind of wasting money, and you're not really, in some cases, you waste money by giving too high of a bonus to underachievers and too low of a bonus to the overachievers sometimes. So, just my thoughts, my opinions. That's something we can kick around in the discussion and see what happens. This week we got our third research paper. I know these are coming quicker now, but than we did in the first couple of weeks of the class, but we've got our third research paper due. Let's take a look at that. It is an APA paper, and I'm very, very happy with the quality of APA that you guys are writing at. It's so refreshing to have a good quality formatted paper is what I'm trying to get out. It makes them so much easier to read and grade, and I enjoy that a lot. So let's tackle that. You can find the topic right there in talking about tall and flat organizational structures. You'll research that. Make sure that you read the research paper theme, and it'll tell you what you need to do. You also have a quiz due at the end of the week, just like normal. Let's make sure that we jump on and get that done as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. We're coming down to the end of it. We'll have one more research paper to write after this one. We'll do that next week. So this week you'll have a paper. Next week you'll have a paper, and we'll go from there. So if you don't have any questions, that is pretty much it. If you notice, you don't really have a homework assignment this week other than the research paper, so that's a good thing. A little bit less than you have to stress about. Let's have a great week, guys, and you know how to get a hold of me if you need to. Thanks.